Raid Shadow Legends, we are here with Countess Lix. She's our very first banner summon, 150 ancient shards, and you got this legendary champion. We're going to go over ways that I think she works well by herself. We're not bringing in Astralon. We'll do another video later on with both of them together. But right now what we're doing is we're trying to get damage out of her. We're also going to take her into the Doom Tower. We're going to compare her to Sylar, and maybe she can take Sylar's place with a stun set in the Doom Tower, but I don't have that on her right now. She's doing damage. We have her in a Savage critical damage set, trying to get as much damage as possible. She doesn't really have super high multipliers. I'll show you the multipliers in a second. And then my masteries are for damage. These are not to try to get the debuffs up, although we're going to go for the debuffs as well. The biggest thing about her that I wanted to have fun with was this passive right here, where we get a turn meter increase whenever an ally receives a debuff. So we were going to take her with Gurp Tuck into Arena, and that would give us a 60% total increase in turn meter where she would jump up. We could make her really slow. We could have our Arbiter go, our Gurp Tuck go right after Arbiter, make him fast, and then he would apply all the debuffs to everybody out there, whoever else we bring with them. She'd get a 60% turn meter increase and be able to go immediately and blow up the other team or lock them out. Try to do something to them, right? But it doesn't work. It's not working at all, and I told them in content creator chat, so hopefully they'll fix this. Other people told me that Madam Cirrus, when she does her AoE 2 in Arena, the enemy one, that it's also not giving her a turn meter increase. And you'll see it. There's a visual cue. You'll see it come up. You'll see it when we take her into Spider. We're going to take her everywhere in this game, including Arena. So the damage numbers in this game are not a mystery anymore. We know right away what their kind of calculated damage will be. These are her moves right here. She has an average 4 multiplier on her A3 AoE. Same thing as AoE for Astralon. His is 4 as well. Her A2 AoE actually has lower than average. It's not even a 4 in total. It's actually pretty low. And her A1 is pretty low as well. Mostly a 4 multiplier is average in this game. If you're over that, you're above average. If you're a little bit below it or below it, then you'd be below average, right? So she's right around there. She can do damage, yes, but everybody can do damage. And the reason why I'm showing you is because some people on stream always say, wow, they're doing a lot of damage. They're not doing a lot of damage. They're doing normal damage. Maybe I just have a little bit better gear. Maybe I don't have better gear. But that's where it comes from. So now you know what she can do, right? I'll leave the link to the Excel spreadsheet down below so you can go check it out for yourself. Any new heroes that come out, you can always go see that. So her A1 will do a weaken. Her A2 will do an AoE decreased turn meter as well as a slow speed. It's almost just like Sylar. Instead, hers is a 30% turn meter reduction overall, whereas Sylar's is a 40%. And they're both on a 4-turn cooldown. Her A3, which is really cool that we can block out skills for 2 turns. With Master Hexer, we can block out for 3 turns. And she resets the cooldown of all your allies except this champion for 1 turn. 1 turn cooldown, it's not bad, right? It's a 5-turn skill. I wish it was kind of lower. That's why we're going to bring Renegade in so they can both shine and both keep lowering each other's skills so we can keep rotating this. We're going to lower it with Renegade by 2 turns, then she's going to lower Renegades by 1 turn, and we'll keep cycling through that. As far as the Astralon goes, we're not showing Astralon today, so we don't have that, and we already talked about this move. Let's get right into it. We'll start off in Arena. That way, if you're not sure what I was talking about earlier with her passive, here's Gurp Tuck. He's going to apply those debuffs on her, on everyone. Her passive should jump up, and we should see it visibly. We would see that it was activated, but it wasn't. So it's not working yet. Maybe since we talked about it in content creator chat to them, maybe they'll fix it one day. It won't make her broken whatsoever. It'll just make her fun that we can make her really slow and bring in something like a Gurp Tuck, and she'll jump up and be able to take a turn much quicker. So that would be good, although she's not one of those champions that really kill everything out there anyways, but we could jump up and maybe lock everybody out. There's some fun things we could do then, so I'm hoping to see that. In a Spider team like this, we have Deacon over here lowering turn meter. We have Deacon also stunning. But we've got her, Lix, doing that A3, blocking them out, which doesn't do anything to the spiders, but that A2 is doing turn meter reduction and slow speed, and her A3 is lowering the cooldown of everybody's skills by 1 turn. And then Renegade's going to lower everyone's skills by 2 turns, which again lowers her 5 turn into a 3 turn, and then she can lower everybody's skills again by 1 turn. We keep cycling through that. This would be a 30-second run if we could assign skills. If we could make the game assign skills like we can do in the future, we could have Royal Guard go first takedown, Heartseeker go from our Cold Heart, then we have both of these do a 1-turn cooldown and a 2-turn cooldown, and then immediately they are back ready to go for those big hits, and it would be a really quick run. So one day, whenever we can do that, it's going to be soon, I hope, we're going to be able to assign our skills and tell our champions what to do when we want it to happen. And then once we can do that with her turn meter reduction, say you don't have a Prince Kaimar to reset completely, That's why we're bringing these two in here. And it's not like we're just bringing her in here for that turn meter reduction. I mean, look what she's doing. She just locked everybody out for 2 to 3 turns, did a nice amount of damage. Now she's pushing everybody back on this next wave, slow speeding them. So they're pushed back, they're slow, locked them out again, and we're cycling through her abilities. Because we have Renegade here, we're cycling back through it, which makes it, I've did this run about 5 times. Every single time we got to the boss, and this is what happened. So we beat it the same exact way every time. We got to the boss, we were able to do our AoE, decrease attack, decrease defense with our Stagnite, and then now we'll start to cycle through here. Push back, push back. I mean, always, turn meter control is where it's at. I love it. So she's like a Sylar on that A2, 4-turn cooldown. Sylar does 10% more turn meter reduction, but she's bringing the lockout plus the weaken on the A1. And if we do one day play her with Astralon, which we will, we'll try that out then. We'll try her with Astralon, Renegade, and we'll do Doom Tower 110 through 119 and see if they can't help you out and beat those Torments, the Stiffy and the Rotos, whatever else we're going to go up against. And we'll build her differently then. We'll show you at the end. When I go through the Doom Tower on this video, I'll show you what I'm talking about with Sylar, how I'd put Sylar's stun set on her, and we'd make it work then. 1 minute, we've got a level 40 in here and a level 50. So not too bad. Now we're going to go over to Fire Knight. Can she work in Fire Knight even though she is Magic Affinity? She's the weak Affinity right now, but she's hitting multiple times, so we get a chance to... Okay, right there. We locked out quite a few, so not that many weak hits. If we weak hit, we can apply these debuffs. She is not tanky. She's damage based right now, so she can go down pretty easily. But luckily, we've got support, right? We've got our Cold Hearts in here. It's what the Fire Knight's all about. Get your Cold Hearts ready to go. Now, this wave, since she has really long cooldowns, this is where I was scared. 4 turns on the A2, 5 turns on the A3. I think that 5 turn is a little bit long, but they're not going to change her. She's not mainstream meta, especially by herself, and even with Astralon, that's why she was part of the banner summons, right? They're not going to, I doubt they're going to ever put anything crazy on those banner summons. I hope they do. I hope they put up some really good legendary champion that we can all grab one day. But the reason why they put her up, I think, is because they just did Astralon, obviously. They wanted people to go after it. They wanted to get people to, spend money and go get this legendary champion if you didn't have it. So we made it. We made it here, and then she's going to actually help us on the boss. She's going to give us a weaken on the boss eventually. She's still going to do turn meter reduction and slow speed if we don't have it up. And she's going to lower cooldowns on our skills so we can get our Heartseeker back quicker. Heartseeker. Heartseeker. I mean, not that bad, right? She's got a lot going for her. She's got a lot going for her, and if we can really take advantage of her in the Doom Tower and lock up those waves, it might help you out. Might help you get through there, and I will do follow-up videos with her and Renegade with my Lix in my Sylar gear, and we'll see what can happen. Although, Sylar is a Void champion, and she's a Magic champion, so we can weak hit it and not get as lucky. I also tried her, this is Nightmare. Nightmare Campaign Farmer 12-6. I was like, okay, she hits pretty hard. Can I bring her in here like I would do a Trunda or Ithos to do speed runs to farm, right? To farm. Again, it's those long cooldowns. And I got lucky here, I think, cycling back through. We got to wave 3. We get to wave 3 and we've got nothing off cooldown. And she's kind of long. Like, she's flapping a lot. She's doing that a lot. So it might be not the quickest time, but regardless, it's not the best. Okay, we're in Doom Tower right now. We're with a reasonable team. And the reason why I'm bringing Sylar in first is to show you what Sylar can do, right? Sylar is doing a whole bunch of decreased accuracy, which is amazing. She's doing AoEs on all her moves, and she's stunning people with that stun set with Fearsome Presence, Mastery, an additional 5% chance to stun, which is exactly how I would change Lix 2 to even run through anything in the game, but I would still bring Renegade because she has long cooldowns. So in that case, we don't need Sylar in here. I would transfer over Sylar's gear over to Lix, and I would get the masteries that I need as well. I'd go over there and get the Fearsome Presence so we have a higher chance to stun, and then we'd still get Master Hexer, all the rest from the support, and we'd play her. Like, we'd be able to take Sylar out. So we'll take Sylar out, which we're going to do in just a second. Let's skip forward. Skip forward a little bit. I think we're about to take her out. Okay, there. Okay, now we're in the next run. And we've taken Sylar out, but I didn't switch any of the gear. She's not in a stun set. Lix is not in a stun set. She's not even got enough accuracy, honestly, to be playing around in here. But this is not a hard wave. This is not a wave with anything weird. So we're resetting with Renegade, so we're going to be able to... I mean, look how quickly, with Renegade in here, and Lix lowering the cooldown by 1, Renegade lowering the cooldown by 2 of everyone. We're just cycling through everyone's skills. Sal the Drake's going to AoE stun them. He's going to AoE ultimate G, is going to AoE burn. And Countess actually gets to get back around to her abilities. And she's doing the AoE slow speed and the AoE turn meter reduction as long as she doesn't get weak hits. But with 3 hits, hopefully one of those will not be weak, and at least she'll get the slow speed up and maybe not all the turn meter reduction. But the lockouts, as long as she gets those up, that's going to be really good in between all these stuns, provokes, and everything else that we're doing to them. It should make it easy for you guys to get through the Doom Tower playing her in that fashion. Which, again, we'll do it again later. I'm not high enough in the Doom Tower. Nobody is yet. Once we get to 110 and above, or to some really hard stages, I really want to do her and Astralon on the stages with Torments, 3 Torments, since they can take away a debuff from each other. Try it out there. And then I do want to try her by herself in this exact role on all those harder stages. Because we can burn everybody to get them killed, right? To kill the enemy team, we can burn them up with Ultimate G, and then we can have her doing the control along with Sal the Drakes doing the AoE stun and our Seeker doing the provokes from time to time. Whoever's loose, Seeker will pick it up, right? So we'll have Seeker come in just like this. And with her in a stun set, I mean, come on. Like, we're getting a lot of stuns right now. We're doing a lot of control right now, as you can see, but it would be even dirtier right now if she was in a stun set and was set up with that kind of gear. I don't think we'd have much to worry about. With getting all those lockouts, all those stuns, turn meter reduction, slow speed, and then the weaken on our A1 to help us out, why not? We'll take the weaken on the A1. That will work out well, plus our turn meter increase whenever debuffs get applied to us. If that's working, which it should be working in the Doom Tower, when anybody gets a debuff, she's going to get that turn meter increase. And she died right then because she's set up for DP. She's set up for damage, right? She's not set up to take the hits right now. But that's her. Let me know what you think about Countess Lix. I think she is still a good support champion. She just has long cooldowns. She can work for you, help you get through waves. We'll test her out for sure when we get stage 25 of dungeons, when we get further in there. And we will test her on higher Doom Tower by herself and also with Astralon. We'll do all that in the following videos. Thank you all so much for watching. Please let me know what you think of her down below. Please subscribe if you have not. And I will see you all in a video soon.